What's up, everybody? Welcome inside the mind of Matt for another live stream. And this live stream is brought to you today by Mondo Box. We just have to do one thing real quick, and okay. Oh, wait. One more thing. Okay, here we go. Once again, always something while we're live. Let me know in chat. Let's see. Can't necessarily see what's going on here, but anyways, I saw the notification come up. I'm separated from where my computer is over there, because at this point I just want to give a little undivided attention to this box right here. Set that over there. But what's in this glorious box is what the focus of my attention is for today. But anyways, this is a Mondo box, which is a subscription-based box. Kind of like, well, there's some others out there. I won't do any name dropping because today's just about the Mondo box. Oh, excuse me. I just got a fresh cup of coffee, and it's and just ate, and I'm full. I'm ready. I'm energetic. I'm still smoke free for over a month. I'll vape to that. But so basically, what I'm gonna do is gonna talk about the box a little bit, and then I'll transfer over to the computer, and we'll probably print something because there's filament inside of this. So after this live stream, if you haven't seen it, go back into my videos. If you go to the playlist and go to ERRF, there's actually a short video. It's like 3 minutes or something like that. I had a short interview with these guys at ERRF, which was the launch of this product. So I got to do a little interview with them, and if you've been to one of these live events like MRF and ERRF or the maker fairs and stuff, there's like all these people that are there, and there's just like the background chatter is so much. And me being, you know, kind of a rookie, young, immature. You're only young once, but you could be immature for the rest of your life. But you know, I'm still developing my equipment and my subscriber base and stuff like that. So as time progresses, I'll eventually invest in better equipment, like microphones that I can hold up to somebody's mouth and get that to be able to get a better interview and stuff like that. But I am going to interrupt myself real quick, and just I need you guys to chime into the chat just to let me know if the audio is good, if the frame rate's good, anything going on. Let me check. Everything look good? My audio? Oh, excuse me. All is good. Okay. I won't mess with it then. All right. So if you go back and you watch that video, it kind of let you know that there's like a couple of different levels of filament. I believe there's 5 samples that you get, and they're longer than some of the other filament subscription boxes. And before I do open it, I'm gonna prolong just a little bit, just to keep you here for a couple extra minutes, because like I said, I'm gonna open the box, show you what's in it. It's kind of a spoiler alert if you're just new to this, but I've also given myself a spoiler alert because I might know what's in here, because I did my research and I went to see if there was anybody else that was out there doing a filament review on it. And after you watch this, and after you go watch my ERRF video, if you want to go over to Folgetech's channel, he did a review on it. And who else? Oh, Chris's Basement got a Mondo box as well. So but my history with a subscription based filament box is this. I did subscribe to one of the companies that does a subscription box, and I got it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I think it was like 3 months. And as I was getting into the channel and developing and trying to improve my video editing abilities, you know, the subscription was taking up money where I can buy filament. I can go to my local place and buy filament, and to get this small amount of filament on a monthly basis that I really can't do a big project. It's just giving me a small sample to see whether or not I want to buy that to be able to do. But some random stuff was in there, and it was kind of cool. But I ended up canceling my subscription to the box in order to pay for my subscription to Adobe Premiere, my video editing, and that's where my abilities in the actual programming itself kind of took the next level. So that's where I was at. I stopped the subscription box. I got a different kind of subscription for the channel, but it's kind of behind the scenes. So, but just so that you know that the ad money alone that I've been getting for the channel for the last year has paid for that subscription. So please let those ads play, and you know, sometimes you get to see a really cool there was an ad, but it was a trailer. That was the word I was looking for. It was a trailer to a movie that I wanted to go see. So I watched the whole trailer, and somebody got credit. I'm not sure, but anyways, I ramble, I digress. I'm going to open the box. And I have a proper opening device. I will say one other thing though, okay? And I'm glad that the mailman isn't particular, but see if I can get it on the camera. They sent it to Matthew Stone, so that's kind of ironic. So anywho, what's in the box? Okay, so like I said, I kind of did a little bit of research, and when you get your subscription to the Mondo box, the first box that you're going to get is going to get a nice laser cut sample spool holder, which is kind of a cool idea. I'm just going to dump the box. And I'm very happy to say that the videos that I saw are not containing the same as my box. So cool, kudos to that. But it was a couple months ago. I think that was like the August box or something like that. But anyways, when you get your first subscription to the box, and once again, this is by 3dprintinggear.net is where you're going to want to go if you're interested in this. And There is a letter here. I'm just going to read it real quick. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so no letter, which is fine. Had to get a nice little sticker. And believe it or not, check this out. This is off camera. This is what was in the box. I'm going to go over here. I cleaned my room a little bit the other day. I had to relocate the Piper to a different area just so that I could have a little bit of space, because I got a couple upcoming projects that I need some space. So, but in the process, I found, let's see, I'll go on the bigger camera. From ERRF, I got a maker coin and a laser cut little piece of maker coin. So just kind of ironic that, you know, I got the box on Saturday. I spent my weekend trying to do some wax. If you didn't get to watch those videos, then go back. There's 2 of them. So anyways, I've got to put this together. But let's take a look at the samples and see what we got. Alright, first off we got some IC3D white PLA, which I have printed with this stuff. I actually have a couple rolls of it, so it won't be any surprise as to the turnout of that stuff, and it's really good. So I got some, and that's the thing about this guy. They're not affiliated with any specific brand or anything. They're dealing with companies that want to get samples out to us. So, and kind of hodgepodging it up. So this is some Hatchbox orange PLA, which I like to print in orange. It's orange and red are my favorite color. We got a sample of 3D Mars black PLA. And let's see, I'm just trying to read the label. It gives print specifics, place where to get it. Cool. Alright, now we got some Makers Geeks PLA in a Sun Punch Yellow. One of these will be a lucky winner. Ooh! And it's perfect because I'm set up for this. This is CC Trees Glow in the Dark PLA. And I was actually planning on printing something with Yolanda, which is my Monoprice Maker Select version 2 with a Micro Swiss all metal hot end, and it has a stainless steel nozzle on it. So now the other thing is there's maker coins with their logo on it for each one of the colors. So that's going to be the Maker Geeks Maker Select PLA, and then the black PLA. It's kind of cool that they print out all the maker coins for it, kind of samples, but that's probably going to be the IC3 PLA. Looks like I got all PLA today. PLA, 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 PLA. It's a PLA kind of day. So, anyways, I'm just being goofy. And the orange PLA. And I want to go with the glow in the dark. That's what I'm gonna print. You're not getting a choice. I'm gonna go with it right away. But, well, maybe. I gotta grab. I know it's back here. I got my UV glow in the dark, or my UV flashlight is what it is. Ooh, hang on. Now I've actually printed a couple rolls of CC tree. Lights on! Woohoo. So that's the contents of the box. Like I said, they've got this laser cut roll spool holder, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to put that together. Oh yeah, yeah. And we're gonna print a model. And guess what? It won't be a benchy. Although I did get to do a little bit more organizing with my benchy collection. I'll show you here in a second. I got to, like I said, I did a little rearranging. Got to hang up some things. Got my Stormtrooper going on. Kind of remind me, because I still need to get on that. There are resealable bags, and oh, speaking of which, stop the press, okay? Because you guys are the only people that I can show you what I'm about to show you, and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But I got a score today, and only you guys will think that it's cool. All right. So I did a job. We were sent way out. We had, I think it was like 25-minute drive to get to the house, and it was a church. And if there's a way, when I get back to the computer, I'm going to show you some pictures of this. But they live in the church. It hasn't been a church since like 1959, I think. And then it lay dormant for 20 years. But this guy, and then somebody else lived in it. But this guy's living in it. And he's got some really cool oddities, but I got some pictures. But we had to hang up a couple ceiling fans, and as I was, the blades and all the different components are all got plastic wrap, so there's all this debris laying, and I'm gathering it up and I'm sticking it inside the box, and I found this. Look at that. Oh, and I found two. That's pretty cool, so only you guys would think that was a score. So I actually, on my rack, a lot of the filament rolls that I get have resealable bags, so having a big sack of desiccant like that is kind of a score. So we're going to go to chat here in a little bit, but I'm going to finish putting this together, and then we'll load up a model. Now, I'm just checking something real quick before I open my mouth and say something. Okay, most of them are big enough to fit over the spool holder, but I just happened to pick the one roll that wasn't rolled big enough to fit over there. Nicely laser cut. Smoke on. but I will prevail. Because rolls of things I've had to deal with for 20 some years. Nothing worse when a rookie gets a hold of a roll, a brand new roll, a 250-foot roll of Romex and pulls from the center of the roll and just pulls. Huh. Nothing worse. I actually quit a job one day on lunch. I walked away from this job and I did not turn back and did not regret it to that day, but I was rough in the kitchen. I had 2 rookies and I had 9 circuits that had to be run. Up, panel was in the garage, had to go up, cross, corner the, square the corners around the crawl space above the garage, right into the attic right above the kitchen, boom, 1 space, circuits to each one of the spots. I'm like, staple as you go, and about 45, we were talking, they weren't going to come out of that attic until lunchtime. I knew it. It was getting them out of my hair. There were a bunch of goofball rookies, and about 45 minutes later, they come out of the attic, and I'm like, what's up? So we're done. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, man. So I jumped up on the ladder, popped my head above the ceiling, looked at above the space above the garage, and they had taken all of the rolls of wire and just flung them right across the attic. And they're just like razor wire, just nine wires, just kind of. I lowered myself from the attic. I finished what I was working on, debating in my head what I was going to do. I grabbed my tools. It was just about lunchtime. The job was right around the corner from my house. I went home. I sat down and said, I'm going to start looking for another job. And I had another job the next day, but yeah. That's my story of spools of wire. Ta-da! But does it lock? Oh, it locks. Did I lose my end? Oh yeah, I lost my end. You guys were still with me? Hey, there's my end. The angle of the dangle is okay. So here we go. I'm going to load it up on Yolanda. I'm going to go over the computer and I'm going to be able to show you the whole process due to my newly upgraded computer. So before I do, I'll make sure I take the instructions with me. I will have to adjust some cameras, but then we'll get to printing. So give me a second here and then we'll keep it rolling. Then I'll get to check on the chat. This camera's coming to me. So the printing quality of the filament has got no reflect on Mondo box. Let that be clear. I understand that they are not to be held accountable for introducing you to a product. So, how are we looking here? Is it just that camera? Yeah, it might be. Okay, let's see. Let's get this out of the way. I've also had some recent household conditions change. There's a few more occupants that have a thirst for bandwidth, if that means anything. Hello, Tucky Dad. All right, let's okay, where did I put that? All right, let's see. We got glow in the dark PLA. Glow in the dark PLA. Allow filament to charge up for a bright green glow. Caution, some glow in the dark filaments are abrasive. Some. Is this one. They ant. Oh, where can I? Abrasive. What do you think? Abrasive. Question mark, maybe. Let me see something here real quick. Output. LOL. Yeah, maybe. That's great. Hello, Magic 3D Printing, otherwise known as, I know the name. I just had a total brain fart. Jim Frank. There we go. I know who we are. You know, you blew my mind. I'm trying to click my bit rate down one click at a time from, yes, Jim Frank's. I said Jim Frank. I just didn't make it more than one. I'm sorry. I remember, I know the face. I remember you coming right up on me and like, this dude's got a GoPro on his shoulder. Plastic types. Alright, I'm trying, still here. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. There's just something with that camera. Let's go to Yolanda and see if that makes anything better. Might have just been that printer, or that camera. Wow, got too many things going on in my mind right now at one time. First, I need to go and open my slicer, and instead of printing a Benchy, I will print one of the things that I've been, I'll explain here in a second. Let me, I want left. Alright, there's my slicer. Got people commenting. Oh, okay. I'm going to answer somebody's question from in case they're watching. Who is it? Joe B. If you're watching, I bought it for $20 at Aldi's. I don't know if you have an Aldi's around you, but it was in an Aldi's. Alright, so we're going to print on Yolanda. What was the print temperature? 190 to 220. I'm going to stick with the... Just because I know my machine, I'm going to stick with the high end of that. Yolanda, what's happening? Let's, all right. Is that you? No. What are you thanking me for? Yes. Oh, size, type. This is 1.75 millimeter PLA. Print speed 40 to or 50 to 100. 190 to 220 temp. Bed is 0 to 6 degrees Celsius on the bed. I've printed with CC Tree before too, but anyways, let's go back to what I was working on. Let me get that guy and that guy. No, not you. You and you. And bring you over there. And this is my latest and greatest. Hey, Simplified 3D users right here, right now, I'm about to give you a little trick. This is like a like all my streams will just kind of get into a digressed spew of me being able to talk openly and let my demons out of all my 3D printing enthusiasm to people who share that enthusiasm. So... but this is about the Mondo box and what was in the Mondo box, so that's what we're here for. They didn't give me a code or anything. The other guys got like a coupon code or something like that, but I will make sure that there is a link in the description as to where you can get it. Let me actually go there now. 3D printing gear.net. Is that the right one? Is that the right? Yes, it is. Let me actually switch cameras here. Bottom. And that way you can hey. So yeah, here we are. So you can sign up on their website now. No, I don't want to do that. And you know, I think it's $24.99. Cancel anytime. No long-term commitment. If you yeah, you get 25% more on the sample rolls. 5 samples per month. Don't miss out. Maybe if they see my Twitter, or my tweet, because I tweeted a live stream of this, so maybe I'll get a coupon code for you guys to save a little bit of money or something, or maybe not. But once again, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Sample boxes are cool for people who don't have access to filament locally and want to explore the filament availabilities out there without having to commit to a $25 roll, you know, and then they don't like it, or, you know, it doesn't print right, or whatever, you know. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can happen with this stuff. So, and we have seen recently in the industry that there has been some lackadaisical behavior, to be polite, in the quality control departments. We won't mention any names because it's not necessary, but you know who you are if you're just trying to pump out stuff there just to make a buck, you know. We will talk amongst ourselves, and if you put out crappy stuff, then we will. Oh, SF Wilson, that's one of the guys. That's Steve from the Mondo box. You're welcome, sir. So once again, you know, if you're interested in trying to get some samples and try different things, plus let's see, they do. It's not just you're on a list and you know the machine prints out a ticket and they slap it on a box and you put out. There's some personalized stuff going on. There's some holiday kind of stuff going on. They do kind of interact with the community and stuff like that. But you have to become a subscriber in order to find that. Excuse me for a second. I see a mosquito right there, and I got it. I'm a bug killer today. But anywho, so yeah, I don't want to go there. That's the Mondo box, and I think the spool holder is a cool idea. Kind of personalizes it, and if there's companies out there that want to get their product out there, I think that this is a good way for people to show it, and I think it's a good service and a good business plan, you know, to provide that service to the maker community, you know, because you know, who doesn't like to try stuff? So, but anyways, let's get back to the progress. So I'm gonna print some of this glow in the dark, and CC Tree's gonna get. It doesn't matter if it's abrasive at this point because I have a stainless steel nozzle on there, which, you know, eventually will, you know, get worn out. You know, nothing man-made is not susceptible to breaking down, period. So this is a nice, cool model. And like I was saying, that you know, doing a maker coin is cool, but both of the events that I went to that were of a 3D printing theme, all right, because New York City wasn't really of a specific 3D printing. We had a little village, but the MRF and the ERRF, those are kind of specifically dedicated to the 3D printing community of the makers, you know, and those that use 3D printing to do their making craft. Like me, you know, in all honesty, my real passion is to do some casting, you know, taking this scrap metal that I have hooked up both ends to provide electricity through, or disconnected that flew because it was being demoed, you know, but at one point electricity flew through that, or passed through it, there we go, and turning it into an object that I, you know, just to immerse. So it's pretty cool. What about coaster? What about coaster? What did I miss? Yes, Jake. I agree. I'm going back. Uh, ding, ding, ding. My computer was doing something funky. I don't know if I missed Jim Carter. Hi, buddy. I love you, guy. That's my buddy. 3D Printing Trucker. I see you in there. Minnesota Maker. I hope you guys are all still here. If I'm calling Paul, what's going on, bro? Ron Floyd, love you, brother. Thank you for your support continuously. John, what's going on? RC Mod Modification. RC, hoorah, what's going on, bro? One Raz in the house. Jake from State Farm. What are you wearing? What's going on, Rob? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Still digging the computer. I had a couple people come over and have seen a before and after of the space, and I'm like, what do you think of my new setup? And they're like, wow, I'm like blown away. And I'm like, yeah, me too. So anywho, yes, and in case while I continue, because once again, this is just, you're inside the mind of Matt right now, all right? Well, I just want to actually, I'm going to say something about that. My plan eventually here is to, and this may be morbid, this may be sick, but it's going to be pretty cool. And maybe it'll go viral, I don't know. But I'm going to Lost PLA cast my ash urn, so that when I die, this urn that I 3D printed and cast on my YouTube channel, that I will be put in it after I'm cremated. So, because guess what? We're all going to die. We'll never know when or never know how, but we're all here to die. So, cheers to life. All right, so anyways, I am going to slice up this model, and we're going to start at printing. How's that? And then I'll ramble some more. I'm going to print. These are just my normal print settings, and let me... this is a sample of... Let me get some better light on me. Hey, ooh. So this is a sample, and that's pretty clean. Oh, there we go. That's 0.3 millimeter layer height, but that's also, American made right there. American. Not that I'm Earthling still, but anyways, I digress. Just gotta find my mouse. I've got 4 screens that I've gotta. Alright, so I'm gonna print with 6 top, 3 bottom, 3 shell. Pay no attention to any of that. I do print with a small little skirt, 15% infill, fast honeycomb. No supports, temperature 50 on the bed. I'm going to go with the high end on this setting. Cooling as normal. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm going to stick with my normal settings here. Just my temperature's the only thing I'm really gonna. So as I say, I'm going to do a quick simplified 3D shortcut. Okay, ready? 3 shortcuts, 4 shortcuts. One of them, 3 or 4. All right. You can always use your mouse to zoom, but let's see if you control and just left. Oh wait, not control. Okay, yeah. Shift, control, and alt. Shift and left mouse click, and I can just drag it right in and out, in and out. Shortcut in case you ain't got to scroll, or just that's little if you're using like a laptop or something. Okay, next shortcut and you can always, you know, go up to here and move. Oh, no, not that. Yeah, I can point the arrow and move. No, here we go, move. You know, I could do that, or I can rotate. I can do all this, and I can zoom. You know, by these shortcuts. All right. Once again, I'm gonna rearrange that. I digress. So once again, shift, left mouse key, and you can just scroll in and zoom in and out, okay? So there I am. And if you also just tap on your scroller in the middle, just push it down, it'll like reset wherever you are. So if I'm like, oh, I've zoomed in too much, boom, I reset. Next is control and your left mouse button. I can grab it and I can move in individual parts. Just grab it and boom, I can just grab it. Don't have to do anything else. And if I hold the Alt button and my left mouse, I can just grab it and just rotate it. Just three little cool little tips real quick. Bam, done. Boom, drop the mic. So anyways, I'm gonna reset these guys. Dun, 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 dun. Slice them up. Yolanda. I got to reboot Yolanda. Let's just reboot that real quick. Let's see what's going on. Trying out Kira's fuzzy skin option tonight. Are you? And what do you plan on printing in a furry skin? But actually, thank you, Ron, for getting me back on track. But so both of the 3D printing festivals that I've been to, people were saying, do you want to make a coin for you know, a contest like Murph? I was giving away filament if you picked the special one. You know, if you didn't see any of my Murph videos, you should go back and watch. I got a whole little thing. But people were like, "Oh, maker coin." That's like the second time I've heard somebody say that. What exactly is that? I'm like, and I had to go through and explain it. So instead, I decided that I needed to come up with, you know, a practical print of something that I could give to somebody that was 3D printed, and at least it's gonna put, it's not my design or anything, but I'm gonna, you know, kind of, I give them a maker coin too if they want, but a carabiner, you know, and it's actually a functioning carabiner, you know. And I was actually just thought about making a video about when I do a filament test, printing one of these and setting up a rig and seeing how much weight it would cost like that. So, but yeah, that's kind of, that's what I'm gonna print, you know, is this, because I think it's something cool. So if you're at Murph coming up, you might just get a maker coin or a 3D printed carabiner that I did. Why is it that whenever I want to live stream that no, it's not just these pies, for some reason I just yeah, do what Ron says and hit that like button. But check out Mondo Box, guys, and You know, if there's any like special note that you can leave when you order it or anything, just tell them that Inside the Mind of Matt sent you. I don't know what it'll get you, but I'm gonna do the old unpluggery. So there's a couple other things going on, but you see, look at this is back. Still, I'm doing good. Still not smoking. Can you cast a coaster for your cup on? To put your cup on, a coaster. A coaster, huh? An aluminium. Okay, Techie Dad, talk to me for a minute. Everybody, hold up for a second. Techie Dad, answer me before I ask the technical question. Answer me this for. Does the name fit the occupation? Because I have a technical kind of network kind of question. I'll ask it anyways if you... Let me make a slight adjustment here. Techie Dad. Techie Dad. Yes, sir. Okay. Here's my question. All right. I've got 7 pies, all running Octoprint. Okay. What I would like to do is get all have like a sub network set up, like not connected to the internet, just like a little router set up that I can plug them all in, and then just be able to connect to that internally, not have it like it would be more like an internet, or not like an ethernet. Would that be more? So, possible. Is it possible? Question mark. Okay, so let me, while you're typing in an answer, I am going to press the print button. Model has loaded. Oh, I'm clicking up on this screen. Okay. So next question then, Techie Dad, do you have a YouTube channel? Or are you on social media where I can contact you and maybe you'd be interested in doing like a collaboration? Bam, bam. Choo, choo. Okay, so I don't have to do anything other than do 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 do. my friend. Yes, YouTube. Okay. Isn't there a way that I can... Cool. All right, so I'm gonna before we end, I'll get on my phone and we'll follow each other on Twitter and but I won't touch your Twitter if you don't touch mine, okay? You guys heard the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter are all going to merge? They're going to call it U-Twitface. Wah, wah. Come on, that's a good one. You guys are all going to use it tomorrow at work. You know it. Now, I'm going to say right from the get-go, once again, this is no reflection on Mondo box, because once again they're just providing you with the said samples, but this is probably going to be abrasive, just so you know, probably going to be abrasive. All right. All right, let's print us a, let's see, how long does this say it's going to take? 35 minutes. Can you guys hang out to the end of this? So it's probably going to be about 40, according to what the slicer says right here, because I've printed it before, and I think it's pretty much going to be about 40 minutes. So we'll hang out and watch this thing print. Let's go to a enlarged view like this, so I don't get confused and keep trying to because I got the 4 screens. So I got OBS up here, I got my browser screen over here, I got the chat over here, I got the slicer over here, but I was showing my web screen up there as well as down here, and I was clicking up there and it wouldn't work, so I had to click down here. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. My tweezers are never where I want them. Yay! No more bad jokes? Come on, Jake. Come on. Come on. I got good jokes, but I can't tell them on this channel. So, because this is a kid-friendly channel. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I got this machine is tweaked pretty good, so it should be a success right from the get-go. But it is a sample roll, so there's still a possibility. No, Ron, actually that is nothing but adhesion deliciousness. Okay, and I'm going to show you that if I can get this is off of that printer. See if I can get not drop it. But that's a glass like. Oh, there we go. That's a glass like finish, and that is Tesla goo. And I literally, if I when I printed this guy. So I mean, a little bit of it comes off on the print as far as the texture of it. But if I take, the only thing about this stuff is it's a little bit stinky. But yeah, seasoned is very well. But you don't have to take it off. It doesn't like peel. It doesn't do anything, and it just the more that it's on there, the better it actually sticks. You know, once in a while, like I said, if I get like something and my nozzle's just a little too close, and I get too much of a smear, it'll kind of take some of it off and then leave like a clear spot on the glass. And I just cracked this guy open I got my little brush, I dab it, I go over the bed a little bit, and you can see it get, you know, nice and shiny. And I do it with the bed warm, and it dries up really quick, and it just works. Yes, and my layer overlap is set at 25%. I just have to be careful because the USB port on that printer is the only thing that is really a little wonky. And yeah, you know, here's the thing. It was sent to me as part of my fan package that Tesla sent me. And then he sent me some more, and I think I still have a brand new bottle of it. But I mean, I'm not knocking the stuff in any way, shape, or form, but that was the first bottle, and this is the second bottle. The only thing about it is that I'm a little lazy sometimes, and I if you use it, you got to clean the cap off. But I'm just putting some vibe out here. I plan on having a talk with Tesla before Murph and see if maybe I can get a bunch of this product in the States, and you know, either get some more samples, because I know he sent us with a bunch of samples last time, but that was through Al, and I'm not going to mention the rest of their names. But Jim, I had gotten a couple of bottles of Magic Goo from Murph, and same thing, it works. Here's what happened. I use it, you know, I print, you know, I put the cap back on that, and using it and putting the cap back on it, and at one point the cap would not come off. So I stopped using it, and you know, I tried it for a little bit. I still had the Tesla goo, but I tried it just to give it, you know, a good roll. But the applicator at the point in time was not feasible to continue to use it after long periods of time. So, hey Tony, when are you gonna put another video out? Maybe you should stop going to the meetings and make a video. Love you, Tony. So, I wanted to do this Mondo box. I wanted to get it open in case there was like a time-sensitive coupon in there to give out, but didn't happen. But so I'm here for that. But a couple of live streams that I got coming up in mind. I've got three printers that are not in printing order. Two of them I have some upgrades coming in the mail. Yes, I understand your plight, Tony. Not everybody, I mean, yeah, not everybody was blessed to meet Rob. Thanks, Rob. I got hooked up and things kind of changed from that moment. But anyways, don't be sad. Just, I would gladly, I don't have my shirt on, but it said, I'll work for Filament, but so, as I was saying, oh, you're getting some, so, what are you trying to print with, the fuzzy hair? Did I ask that? What hookup you looking for? That you'll work for Filament? Yeah. To free up my hands, I made a shirt so I didn't have to carry a sign that says, we'll work for Filament, you know? I'm standing out in the Home Depot parking lot, you know, with my electrician tools on. Carrying a sign saying, we'll work for Filament. Hey! That's all right. Techie Dad, I got your message. We'll chat after the stream for sure. But I'm definitely down to, you know, making. I'm just checking in real quick. I'd love to do a collaboration with somebody if they've got a channel and you know, it's relative to their content niche. It would be to mine as well. So that piece of metal sticking out is the stock fan mount that at some point in the future will be the location of a auto bed leveling sensor. And the stock fan shroud that comes on there is a piece of poopy. This was the alternative for a while. But once I upgraded it to the the Micro Swiss all metal hot end. I started to print exclusively PETG with that printer for the longest time. And I don't cool PETG when I print. That's my preferred method. So I didn't need the fan on there. Oh, you know what? Just noticed that it is Z-hopping in the video, and I forgot to change that. I don't normally like Z-hop, so we'll find out what happens as a result. But so after talking to Mr. Howard Perkins, if he's probably not in the chat, but he has been, you know, we kind of like connected on a personal level and been chatting, you know, messaging and stuff. And during one of my streams, I designed a... I can't grab it, it's moving. But I designed a mount to go on that, so... Big Moai statue, huh? You want a big Moai statue? Oh, that's what you're printing. Okay, okay, okay. I got you now. And you're doing the octo-lapse? Is that what I caught in the chat there? Hawk, 1966. PETG will be stringy if you are not printing it proper. PETG is kind of like, once you find the settings and tune it, it's like, it prints so good, but it takes time to find that. Just like TPU, I've been printing with some TPU. Well, I printed that the mold box, and then I attempted to where is it? This is something else that I was so check it out. You guys are getting some insider stuff. See what happens when you come to the live stream? You get all the insider stuff. But here's what my idea was. Well, I take two of them. You know, it's halved. Hollowed, so I take two of them and I glue them, and it's a tree, and then I can attach I'm just trying to see if I've got one here. I don't have one. Oh, there's one in wax. So I take and attached it like that, and then I've got like a circle that I can, and I got the perfect container all ready. And just in case you guys didn't know, all right, why my persistence is, all right, there's a couple reasons why I'm trying to come up with, you know, without having to spend a bunch of money on a bunch of equipment. I'm trying to come up with some backyard kind of ways where, you know, if you want to make something like this, it's some simple little things that you can buy and be able to do this. You got a 3D printer, you can get some silicone, you get some wax, you inject it like this, and then boom, you got some plaster pairs. You know, you go buy a kiln. You know, eventually you're going to have to invest in it somehow in order to take the hobby or potential business opportunity to the next level. And that's kind of what I'm doing, you know, trying to come up with ideas and stumble along the way, share my stumbling, share my success. You guys may learn something. You also might be able to suggest with something to me that will help me improve my process. And that has happened. I've had some negative things happen, but more positive than negative, and that's what we're here to do, is to share our making thoughts, ideas, ambitions, and successes. So, anywho, everything's still, well, you know, Tony, to actually answer that, or to rebuttal that, or not rebuttal it, but to comment on your comment. In my years on this planet, I have seen some things that, and done some things that have given me, you know, a lot of knowledge about some things, and I've just taken things apart and I dabble. So I'm not saying I'm a smart person or anything, but I do know a lot of shit, you know. So it's time to share it and pass it along, and set up my legacy for, you know, the next generation. Who knows? I might still be here. I quit smoking. Gonna print them out for your GoPro knockoff. So you're gonna print something to knock your GoPro off? Eventually, I am going to bend some pipe for you guys, okay? I swear. I started that, and then kind of not understanding my circumstances completely, and just have not had the facility really to be able to maneuver a 10-foot piece of conduit around in order to get angles and to get, you know, I started to record and it was like I was pressed up against the wall, and I'm a super critic about my content, you know, and I just didn't like the way things were coming out, so I abandoned it at the time, and I'll get back to it though. So let us actually take a look at the control portion of it. We still got, see how the slicer lies. We started out with 40 approximate print time, 40 minutes. It's been 20. Print time left 40 minutes. That's like waking up in the morning with nothing to do and going to bed only getting half of it done. You know? Come on. So, the printers. Let's talk about them real quick. What do I got? What do I'm going to do? And what's going to be involved, okay? 3 printers. We got the CR10. Got the Anycubic Castle, and we got the ANET A8. Problems are, CR10 is not extruding. I have printed a mount, and I am going to convert it to a direct drive with a auto bed leveling sensor on it. So during the stream, I will still waiting for, oh yeah. Oh, Rob. Oh, I'm gonna, dude. I'm gonna, I swear. I've actually, what was it that I was gonna try to do it in one of my other videos, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it when there's fire involved, you know. So that's kind of an inside joke, but something you guys will appreciate hopefully when it all comes. But thank you for reminding me about that. But so anyways, this is for the CR10. I'm going to convert it to a direct drive instead of a Bowden. And I'm going to put a bed leveling sensor on it. So I'm going to be taking the machine apart. I also have a new extruder gear assembly to put on it that I had purchased and used for a short period of time when I had the Delta dual extruding, and didn't last because it was a 3D printed Y and it failed, and so that's with the CR10. So I'll be getting into the firmware and adding the sensor settings and everything live. I'm going to do all that live. I'm waiting on the sensor to come. I ordered 2 sensors, one for the CR10. Next on the list of printers is the Anycubic Castle. I was printing some of the fusion filament that I got for review, and I think it was on the live stream actually where I started the robot, and let's see. It got about that far, and I came back to it, and it was in a thermal shutdown due to the Marlin. It had stopped heating, which that printer had been acting up a couple times prior to that, and I just kind of like wiggled some wires around by the hot end, and it started working. So I'm going to do a heater swap out, as well as I will be designing and printing a mount for it, for the sensor that I will be attaching and flashing the firmware, whether I'm capable of doing it in one video or or one stream, or whether I break it up into a couple of nights streams. And then the ANET A8, I have not been printing with it because it is noisy as the train that goes by my house every 4 hours or whatever it is. So I still have some Ingus bearings left over from the order. I ordered enough to actually update or upgrade all of my printers with them. But I plan on doing a bearing upgrade at least on the bed, because well, it's either that or I rob the sensor from, I don't have a mount printed for it, so I'll probably just end up leveling the bed again, because I've got that one pretty down pat. But I'm going to have to take the bed off and put new bearings in it, so it's probably going to affect it a little bit, but not the way it's trimmed. But anyways, I'm going to replace the bed bearings, as well as fix the power connector to the bed. It is starting to burn up, so I'm going to see what I got to do to repair that, and then I'm going to do a firmware flash. To use any MK8 extruder metal parts, I need to swap my X5S, and I have a set of I think mine are MK8, yeah, but I'm not sure. I've got all the parts. I'm not sure what you're Could I use them, or do I use them? Are you looking for parts, where to buy them? Yes, so far my Mo, it's been printing great. Um, I still have some of the ringing is the only thing that I really get from him, and I recently did a belt tensioning on it, but it's kind of like I gotta, I don't know if you can see these green tie straps right here. I have to cut them and then pull it. Well, kind of like it's kind of like wrapped over and around, and the teeth interlock them with themselves, and the tie wraps keep it from moving. So I just got to pull and then redo it, and that's my belt tensioning. Now on my A-net, I have, you know, on the fly bed or belt tensioning capabilities, and that's pretty nice. So it's the only thing I haven't gotten tweaked on the other printers, because I think that's one of my other problems on my Delta as well. But so once again, Ingus bearings, fixing the bed, and flashing the firmware on the A-net as well, because putting the sensors on the other two machines, I'm gonna have to flash the firmware. So I'm just gonna be, it's gonna be a firmware frenzy. And I thought about doing a wheel and like spinning the wheel to see what printer we're gonna do, but if I had 8 printers to put up there, it might be a different story. So, but if there's anybody out there that's listening that would like to send me a kit free of charge in order for me to put together a review for my channel, get a hold of me. Oh, JK, I joke, but I don't joke, you know? You're more than welcome to send me anything to review. So anyways, anybody printing anything? Let's see what I can do. Do 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 do. Just printing thing number 3117142. Oh! I printed one of them the other day. Just kidding. But now I'm going to bring that number up and show everybody what you're printing. Same with you, Tech Dad. Thanks for giving me numbers, guys. That's actually very helpful. But I know what a Moe statue is. So you don't have to give me a... Actually, a glow-in-the-dark Moe statue. How cool would that be? I'm lowering my bit rate little at a time. Click by click, it's going right down. Year 2099. Where were you in the year 1999? What were you doing? What were you experiencing? Do you know? Do you remember? Can you tell me? Year 1999. What was special about it? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Alright, 3-1. Copy. Thingiverse. thing. A snap together mini Minecraft jack-o'-lantern. Very cool. That would be cool to print in this glow-in-the-dark stuff. Why didn't you point that out when I said something? What flavor? All right. Here's your. Let me talk about my flavoring. I got this one here, and it was Berry Rush, okay, and it was berry sweet. And then I got. Well, the first one I ended up with was Naked Lava. And then I got my buddy Glenn Cooper from Cooper's Quads. He makes juice, so he made me these. And I don't know if he got stingy with the flavoring, but it was like it's kind of weak, so it's kind of like a combination of all of them. But as you see, I got this full bottle of juice that I've got to use up, and I was thinking about like going and getting like a zero, just like a flavoring, and throw it in there. I smoked Marlboro Red 72s, the little tiny guys, just a quick little cigarette break, you know. Get it? Little cigarette break. I was just going to take a quick cigarette break. A little short cigarette break. But if you guys didn't, if you don't follow my Twitter, the day that they started selling tickets per Murph was 175 days. I've done some math, and $1,000 divided by 175 days is $5.71 a day. I was smoking $10 worth of cigarettes a day, so if I take half of that money and put it in a jar, I will be able to go to Murph with $1,000 and buy me a CNC Delta 3D printer. And that's what I shall do. But I had something in the works at one point. I don't know if it's still in play, but if it does, it's still in play, that I will actually have enough money to buy a couple rolls of filament too. So well, here's the story. So you remember I grew up you know, in I would say the mid 80s is when I was kind of like old enough to like leave the house and be gone for, and nobody would like Paul, I will take you up on that if you want. But what the hell was I just talking about? I'm doing 3 different things at the same time. Talking, reading chat, and vaping. I lost train of thought. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So when I started smoking, my parents would meet up and sit at the table and play pinochle. Okay? So there'd be four of them. They play, two-handed pinochle. And they'd all be sitting around the table, smoking cigarettes, drinking their coffee. And eventually they had to go make new coffee or take a pee break. So when they all got up to stretch their legs and do their their things, I would go take one from each pack. I had 4 cigarettes to smoke, and nobody was of a wiser. I ate the best pickle ever. Yeah, that's where I was. So that's kind of, I saw them smoking, and it kind of just, that was my role models. A bunch of people sitting around the table smoking, drinking coffee, and playing cards. So, and it's one of them things that you start, you kind of, it sticks with you. But yeah, that's how I started smoking cigarettes. But when I was 14, I lived in New York up until that age, and I had something happen with my mom and my sisters, and I have 2 sisters and a brother, and there was a big blow up, and I said something to my mom, and she like went up one side of me and down the other at the same time. And yeah, I said, I want to go live with my father, and she was like, she grabbed that phone, called my dad up in Florida, and 2 weeks later I was on a plane going to Florida to live. So I moved to Florida, went through high school down there, but I was 14 years old. I moved down there, and my dad's like, I know you smoke. I'm not a hypocrite and tell you can't smoke because I smoke, but you're not of age, so you can't smoke in my house. You can't buy them, so I'll sell them to you. And that was it, And for 4 years, I smoked GPZs. And then I could buy them myself, and I think I was a Camel smoker. And then I smoked Newports for a while, and then Marlboro menthols, and got away from the menthols, and now I'm a vapor. Hey man, I vape. You vape? Wanna hang out? Oh, just kidding around. Anyways, 11 years this month without a cigarette. Woohoo! 2 packs a day. Yeah, that's a lot of cigarettes. So no, there's a one channel that put out 2 videos, and one was with vape juice and one was cigarettes, and it was the same apparatus doing the same thing, and the difference in a month's worth of juice versus a month's worth of cigarettes at a pack a day. Unbelievable. Just that's what and in that video, in that 4 or 5 minute video, it showed me what I have not put in my body for the last month. Just saying. And I honestly, I am not in any way influenced when I smell it. There's a couple guys that smoke that work for my company, and when I'm around them, it's like I want them to go away. I don't want to smell it, Not to be one of them ex-smokers or anything, but it just, before that was a trigger for me to relapse, and now it's not. So anyways, back to the 3D printing. Yeah, man. You're welcome to come over anytime, Rob. I still got Still got a hard drive. I got a power adapter waiting to be installed, my friend. Mi casa, su casa. You're the closest to me, you know. Well, Tony, I'm just the words of truth right now. The stress that you're undergoing, the cigarette smoke is adding to that stress. Because it's money, they cost, and you're in it. And that's the loop, you know. You see people, I don't know about your guys' town, and I'm not judging or anything like that, but you drive down through the major city in my area, and you know you'll get the local finest, you know, making their rounds, and you know they've got dirty clothes, they got holes in their sneakers, but they got cigarettes, you know. So it's like I got a full-time job and I can afford to smoke and pay my rent and the light bills and buy 3D printers and stuff like that, but I don't have a vehicle that I can rely on, so I will be between accruing a proper vehicle to get me to Indiana and back safely, as well as transport a newly purchased CNC 3D printer. That's what I'm working on right now. Hop, for me, the cravings are when I'm sitting here and I'm editing. Normally I would just reach for a cigarette and then sit back and watch, you know, a section of the video that I just edited. So that's been the mental thing. What's going on, Apt? So that's been the it's like instead of reaching for that, I'm making a mental note to grab this guy, you know. Now I have had 2 mishaps with it. I was at a job and I set it down and forgot that I set it there, and I just happened to have set it on the tire of a big lift, you know, a big skyjack, and then I got in the skyjack and started it up and moved it and didn't grab this to go in the lift with, but it broke the tank. And then the other day, just sitting here right at the computer, I had it right in front of my, you know, keyboard, and moved my hand over and hit it, and it went to the floor and broke my tank. Or yeah, broke the glass tank here. But the first time just happened to be that there was a vape shop right across the street, so I went across the street, got the same kind of tank, dropped another $30, but it had a spare tank in it. I had a spare tank at home, just the glass, I mean. So now I have, where is it? There it is. Now I have, you know, an extra tank loaded up with a different flavor, and I can switch back and forth. And I also got an extra coil, so now I got 2 extra coils, and so I don't have to. So, Paul, if you were to send me some, what is it, 0.3, I'd take some 0.3. I don't need 0.6. Yeah, it happens. I'm kind of attached to this thing, though. I will say, though, is I might invest in like a smaller one just to like have for when I'm working and stuff, because this is heavy, and because I normally wear pocket shirts. Well, okay, let me say I have a drawer full of pocketed shirts because I'm a smoker, or I was a smoker, and that's where I kept my cigarettes. So now I'll put it in this, and I'll show up and I'll be like this because this monstrosity's hanging here, and I'm showing man cleavage and stuff like that. But yeah, Tony, man, I didn't expect to go this long. I'll probably cut it off as soon as this is done printing. We'll assemble it, put it together. But I appreciate you hanging out as long as you did. You have a good night. You got to get up early, so. Okay, apt pupil 3D printing in 3D. How much money do you actually save over smoking cigarettes? As of right now, I have saved over $100 from the initial investment and from here I am. Got too much stuff going on. From the small investment, I have saved over $100 in the last month because this initial investment would have gotten me through 23 days, and it's been 30. Well, let's see. Today is Monday. Wednesday will be 5 weeks. So I've saved over $100 just since I quit smoking. So, and literally, I don't have to buy juice for a couple of months, but I don't like the flavor of this, so I might invest more money just to get a different flavor to it. But yes, I have already saved a ton of money, but not just that. All right, and to not to preach, but I knew eventually I would suffer the effects of not smoking. So my energy has increased a lot. Of course, I'm not coughing and hacking as much as I was. My smell is gotten a lot better. My taste has gotten a lot better. I did start taking some supplements, like no, 0.3, 0.3, Paul, or yeah, 0.3. So I started taking some supplements, including like some iron and stuff. So I'm starting to I'm feeling a lot better than I was. But I'm still suffering from the aches and pains of old age, so. But I am drinking more water too, so. Because I don't know if you've ever taken iron supplements. I'm lactose intolerant. And I'm almost wanting to eat some ice cream just to counteract the effects of the iron. Yes, and I can breathe. I can breathe. Looks like our print is going to cooperate with the stream, and it's going to pretty much finish right about at the same time. Yeah, it's a little warm in here in order for the noise in the background. I've got the fan off, and it's a little warm in here. Oh, excuse me. But, yeah. So, what am I printing? I am printing I'm printing that, a carabiner. With some CC Tree glow-in-the-dark PLA that came in the Mondo box. Mondo, Mondo, Mondo. I like the name. I wish I knew what the origins of the name were. Yeah, a useful print that I like to do when I get some filament. And I actually think I've got enough to print a benchy too. So I'm going to start a benchy, but I'll probably end the stream and that'll just print while I'm sleeping. Camera view is not great, but I got a bunch of wires wrapped around it and I really don't want to disturb it so it doesn't disconnect. So good night, Tony. Of course you can ask a question. That's what we're here for. So Hawk, is that the Cura 5.0 that you're using? Okay. What slicer are you using for one? And then I'll be able to direct you a little bit better. But for one, it's going to be about your infill, and two, the amount of layers that you actually try to print. What you want to do is, if you're using Cura, I'm not sure exactly what the setting is. You are using Cura, but let me go to the left. Inside Simplify 3D, perimeter overlap. I don't know what. Let's see. Let's because I'm crafty. Bottom, go there, go there. Let me move some stuff out of my way real quick that I put in my way. You son of a... It's going to be on your infill setting, I'm thinking. And let's see. Yeah, your infill overlap percentage. Now, I run mine in Simplified 3D. I run it at 25%. That's basically, you know, the infill is going to go past your infill by a certain percentage. And that's what you want to adjust that. Okay, and then the other thing is if your infill is too little, all right, remember that you're printing, you know, at one layer at a time, and it doesn't know that there's nothing underneath it. So if there's something, you know, your infill is too spaced out, so that when your top layer starts to print and there's nothing for it to connect to, and it's just printing right in the middle of the air, then, you know, it's got nothing to connect to. So by increasing that, yeah, Hawk, I'll check that out. But if you increase that overlap, it's actually going to go past your perimeter, because it's going to lay your perimeter first and then start on the infill, and then it's actually got something to connect to. But then, of course, you're going to have internal components of your model that are not connected to the outside perimeter. So it's going to start that top layer like right out in the middle of your infill. So if there's not an infill cross section for the nozzle to connect the plastic to, it's just going to either curl up or curl down or do all that. So this is what I use. Okay, normally if I've got a wide flat top surface, I just finished printing, by the way. By increasing that amount of infill, you're going to have some top layer. So me personally, I don't normally go less than 15% infill. And then, of course, you know, you get a little inconsistency on your first layer, and then your next layer comes over and tries to smoothen stuff out, and then your next layer is going to smooth that out again, and then your next layer is going to have a nice smooth layer to go on, and then your next layer is going to have that, and then of course you got your next layer, and that's number 5, and then finally your top layer, which I go with 6 top layers. It's got 6 layers of plastic underneath it that have had time to connect to it and do all that. Now if there's thin walls, now see, in Simplified 3D I can actually just make a perimeter count. So if I'm printing at a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, it's going to print me, my wall thickness is going to be 0.4. So I tell it I want 2 layers, it's going to print 0.8 millimeters. In Cura, I know that you actually can put the size, and if you don't put it in the multiples of your nozzle, then your slicer's got to do some weird calculations in there and then start to do some zigzag, this, that, and the other. So when you're looking at your slicer, you know, kind of like go through it and see what your tool marks are going to look like, and you might be able to adjust it. So personally, 3 bottom, 3 walls, 6 top. That's what I go with. Most of the time, like I said, if it's got a big flat top or a flat top surface that I want to get it nice and smooth, I'll put nothing less than 15% infill. Alright, let me pull this off of the build plate. We'll take a close look at it, and then we're just at the 2-hour mark, and 4, 3, 2, 1, 2-hour stream. Alright, let's fix that so we get nice and close. So I got a little bit of stringiness. It's PLA. See if I get it to focus. I printed it, what was it? That 220. I probably could have, well, actually, let's keep that preheated because I'm gonna put a benchy on there. Show you what I'm working on. 3D designs, 3D benchy. I'm probably going to drop the temperature a little bit. 215. Dun, 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 dun. Check out my settings with more concentration. Yeah, I mean, really, seriously, guys, these things, you can make them do what you want it to do. All right? There are guys that are out there that are just, they're tweaking their settings, they're printing stuff. I'm going to go back to this so that, there we go. So this model here, you see, just kind of push it in like that, and then kind of slide it in like that, and then put it under like that. Bam. Now, I said, too much light around. Oh well, I tried. It glows in the dark though. And just as a comparison as far as color goes, all right, this is MG Chemicals, and the Tesla stuff that I got is more like this, but then there's this green stuff. But yeah, so once again, I wasn't paid for this or anything. They sent this to me and they asked me for my honest opinion. And my honest opinion is they have a good idea. They have a service to the community, and they have, you know, some good product that they're putting in there. And if you're interested in checking it out, you know, 25 bucks, it's theirs. So check it out. I appreciate the guys for thinking about me and sending me off a Mondo box, so I can charge and print. I install. Oh, you installed some UV LED strips. I was going to show you. I don't know if you can. The light's kind of messing with that one over there, but all along the top, right up there. Let's see if I can. There we go. So I got all my benchies lined up. But this guy over here, you can't tell, and I gotta find the remote control for it. But I have a strip of LEDs that's kind of like draped over the window, and the space in between each one of the LEDs is a perfect space for a benchy to sit at the proper angle, so it'll sit up there. And so once I find a remote and I'm able to turn on the RGBs, I'll have like an LED in between each one of the benchies. It's going to be pretty cool when I finish it. But anyways, so that is the Mondo box. Once again, I appreciate everybody for stopping in and indulging me once again and spending your evening with me here on my YouTube channel, Inside the Mind of Matt. It's going to be one of those abrupt endings, so happy printing. Be safe pouring. Peace out, everybody.